Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy EM. Holla at your boy if you got any questions. I'll leave my email and all that bullshit after the motherfucking tape is finished, you dig? Yeah, so I was running in the streets with Chaka Khan and her motherfucking son back in the day, you dig? Say like 15 years ago. And some change, you know what I'm saying? Back in 1996, I checked into school, you know, and I met the motherfucker at PE. After that, we got the talking, we got the kicking it, we got the smoking weed, we got the ditching school with each other, running the streets, you know what I'm saying? Doing music in numerous of motherfucking studios, chilling everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So, when I was at her house in 1997, because I met the motherfuckers like in September 96. So we was pretty much hanging out before and after I went to jail. So in December of 1997, they had some ritual trash going on in their crib. You know, it was kind of like some shit that I wasn't even expecting to see before I went over there. So, before I went over there, you know, everybody was pretty much in their own world. You know, you had people on the right side and on the left side. But it was strange because it was like walking into a fucking maze. But it was just a regular house with like stupid motherfuckers there, which was him, Chaka Khan's son, the Bodyguard, and the Bodyguard's son. So when we was there, I was in the kitchen making a pastrami sandwich. Because niggas kept putting that bullshit in my head that don't use the restroom. I always seen the restroom the way it usually look any other time. You know, shit was decorated. Niggas had shit set up, you know, properly. Well neat. Everything organized. You know, it's just like walking into a Hilton hotel restroom. If you ever been in a Hilton hotel and you go inside their restroom, everything was pretty much organized likewise, you know what I'm saying? You had your little, you know, little tissue here, your little towel, bar of soap, you know, extra little towels on the side. You had everything pretty much organized. But that one day, when niggas was acting funny style, you had my man D, he was in the room praying to like an elephant statue. You know, he had like these little action figures he used to consider his peoples. And the nigga placed a blunt on top of the elephant's trunk. The trunk was like up high, you know what I'm saying? So the motherfuckers had, you know, like a little setting stool on top of it where you could place the little blunt on it, you dig? And he had like an elf with his two little arms out, like if he was carrying something. So anyway, when that nigga was fucking about to pray in his room, I kind of seen half of this shit but didn't pay too much to it. So I had walked out the room telling him I was going to use the other restroom, which was located on the other side of the living room. The other restroom was located between the Bodyguard's room and Chaka Khan's room. So Chaka Khan wasn't home that day. You know, I think she stepped out like right before I came, because I seen her pull off and a Jaguar. You know, she had a little Jaguar at the time. So when I seen her pull off the Jag, you know, niggas was basically chilling, but like everybody was in their room though. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was really walking around the house. So when I went in the room, I got to chop it up with the nigga, and I told the nigga I was gonna use the other restroom. But I thought he told me don't use the restrooms. But it was really one of the restrooms I couldn't use because they had some shit going on. But I advise you, I see this restroom all the time. You know, I used the restroom before. You know what I'm saying? The other restroom that they was telling me not to go in. They was telling me some shit, something is going on in there, but they wouldn't tell me what it was. So when I told him, I was probably in his room for like 15 minutes, you know, listening to a little jazz, you know, smoking on a cigarette. So I told the nigga like, look, I'm gonna go to the restroom. He said, yeah, just make sure you don't go to the other restroom. I'm like, alright, cool. So when I walked out, I didn't bust no right. I bust the left. And when you bust a left, it's like a little turn. When you bust that left and you make a little quick right turn, you'll run into the Bodyguard's room on one side, and across from his room was the little ass kitchen they had. So when I walked towards the left, he thought that I was going to use the restroom, which I had to make a right to go to the other area where the living room was at. You know, where the living room was located at. I had to go over there and make a right if I chosen to go that direction, but I did not do that. I went to the left. So when I went to the left, I walked past the motherfucking restroom, and when I walked past the restroom, it looked like some spooky shit that was going on in the fucking restroom. I seen this shit everything just looking pretty much out of place. You seen roses on the motherfucking floor. You seen some paintings on the wall and shit, like some devilish 666 shit. You know, you had the pyramid, you know what I'm saying? The triangle, you know, you had a little triangle, you know what I'm saying, with the eye in the middle, and like some little numbers and words written all around the motherfucking shit, you feel me? I didn't really get the look that I wanted to. I got like a little glimpse, but I seen, you know, shit didn't look usually the way it usually looked, and the other time I was there. So when I walked through there, the Bodyguard, he left the restroom door open, and he wasn't supposed to, I guess, because it was during a session where they was doing their little rituals. So when I walked by, he was like, "Hey, what you doing, E?" I'm like, "What the fuck you mean what I'm doing? I'm going to the refrigerator, fam." He was like, "Oh, alright, just don't use the restroom." I was like, "Dog, you already told me 2 times don't use the fucking restroom. I'm not going in there. You know what I'm saying? Why won't I go to the restroom after you told me twice not to use the restroom? What the fuck is you smoking, nigga?" So, you know, I really don't like when, you know, bum ass niggas repeat themselves to me, because I'm a grown ass man, you feel me? So when I went inside the kitchen, I was eating my pastrami sandwich. And when I was eating my pastrami sandwich, I heard like a noise. It came from pretty much a woman's, like, it was like a woman's voice, but it was real feminine. It's like you couldn't understand. Well, I couldn't understand when I heard a motherfucking noise if it was a man's voice or a woman's voice, but I pretty thought it was a man's voice, like a gay man's voice, you know what I'm saying? And I knew it wasn't my nigga D, because he in the room locked up with his little statues and shit, you know. He in the room hugged up with his statues, with with the jazz playing in the background, you know, real loud, you know what I'm saying? And he had like a fucked up door. It wasn't like a regular door with a doorknob. It was one of those knobs where you can only lock or lock open. It was kind of like a fucking storage type door, you know. The motherfucker had like a storage type door in the fucking room, you know what I'm saying? Like one of those locks that you open a fucking apartment building, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like one of those type of doors and shit. So the nigga, you can't really hear what's going on if he got his door shut, and his door wasn't open whatsoever. So I know the type of sound of a nigga. If the nigga was to yell anything, I will understand what's going on. Like I can hear him talking from his room whatsoever, but I didn't hear him talk. I didn't hear his bodyguard talk. I didn't hear the bodyguard's son talk. I heard a voice that I couldn't even tell you who it was. Like, I'm not even fucking playing around with you motherfuckers. This was like on some hills have eyes type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it was somebody that had trapped in the basement, you know what I'm saying? But somebody was to ask during that particular moment while I'm biting my fucking pastrami sandwich, hey, is it done yet? You know, it sounded like pretty much more foul than that, but you know, my throat kind of fucked up, you know what I'm saying? So when I heard that noise, I'm thinking like, where the fuck did that fucking noise come from, dog? I didn't want to be too nosy and be the motherfucker that was outcast out the whole shit, asking so many fucking questions, but I was confused. Like when I heard that fucking noise, my mouth just dropped. Not because I didn't know who it was. It was because I didn't know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was shocked. So your mans come out with some motherfucking, I don't know, man. The nigga came out the room, the bodyguard. I don't know what the fuck he had on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The nigga had a cup of drink. I don't know if it was some Remy Martin, but he had like a little cup. You know what I'm saying? It looked like some brown liquor or something. You know, just a little something he had in his hand with some spandex on or some shit. You know what I'm saying? He had something on like that, you know, and he had like a fucked up attitude when you heard whoever said that, like, I told you that motherfucking shit ain't done yet. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with this cat? You know what I'm saying? He just got to tripping. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I'll tell you when that shit is done. So when he said that, I was pretty much like contemplating on what I was going to do next. I didn't know if I was going to go back to the room. I didn't know if I was going to, I didn't know what to do. I just stood in the kitchen for like 10 minutes after that. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out what was my next move, you feel me? So, after that, you know, like all kind of shit was going on in my head. Like, you know, how many other rooms is in this motherfucking house? You know what I'm saying? Because I got to check out the house numerous of times, you know, when Damien wasn't there, you know, because there been times he went to school and I didn't go to school. There been times when, you know, I was there pretty much a lot of times, you know, when he was at school, and bring little confrontations between me and the bodyguard, because he's wondering like, you know, why the fuck I'm there, and you know my company isn't there. You know what I'm saying? And you know he got the question shit, but I didn't give him niggas no explanation or something. He'll walk by and be like, hey nigga, you know, why you here? Where's Damien? I'm like, man, that nigga at school, but why you here? Because I chose not to go. So, you know, he'll walk away shaking his fucking head and shit, bitching, you know what I'm saying? But he wouldn't like lay his hands on me or, you know, talk to me reckless. It was just like little mood swings the feminine bitch nigga would catch, you know what I'm saying? I told him the reason I was there and, you know, my boy wasn't there. So after that, you know what I'm saying, back to the story. So when I heard that little noise of that voice, I didn't know what to think. So when I came back out, you know what I'm saying, he's standing like looking at me though, like standing. So I bust that laugh. He comes out the room with the cup in his hand with a spandex on. This nigga fucking closed the door like silently. I ain't a stupid motherfucker too. I can hear when shit's going on behind my back, you know what I'm saying? So when I walked past your boy's room, which was the Chaka Khan's bodyguard, I heard a nigga coming like behind me, you know, so I'm still, you know, eating my sandwich, going towards the room. I hear the door close. I guess that particular incident, he was supposed to leave the door open, you know. But before I walked to the kitchen, I seen like the restroom looking hella different. I seen like just paintings on the wall, the little symbols. I couldn't really get a good glance, a good look, like the look that I wanted to get. But I seen it was just some weird shit going on in that fucking restroom. And what really tripped me the fuck out, when I seen a skeleton on top of the toilet with the candle lit up inside the fucking skeleton head. It was just the skeleton skull with the candle lit up inside of it. So all you got to see was the light that was coming through the eyes. And you know, the skeleton, you know, had the mouth, you know what I'm saying, like, it was just some crazy shit. Have you ever seen the Goonies, you know what I'm saying? When them niggas, you know, even though it's an old ass piece of shit movie, but when them niggas went down into that cave all the way down, you seen like real skulls and all of that, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like some shit like that. Like, I couldn't even tell you if the fucking skull was real or fake. That's how much shit that I seen up in that house. Like, I'm sure like if a nigga was sober, he could kind of like, you know, investigate, you know what I'm saying, try to gather up some sources together to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying, let me just peep game and see what's really happening here. But, you know, I was like a little high, so, you know, I just finished smoking like a half a blunt before I went over there. Then, you know, I guess when I went in the room and smoked that cigarette, that shit really hit a nigga more, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like my high kicked in and kind of like boost up the little high I already had past time, you know what I'm saying? So after that, I went in the room, and I guess when I went to Damien's room, the nigga just got finished doing what he was doing with the ritual shit, you know what I'm saying? He tried to get me to pray with him, but I just shook my head like, hell nah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's when the nigga started talking to me about all this other shit, talking about how good Samaritan he was, and why other religions isn't shit compared to the religion that he was. You know, like, he just started down talking everybody. You know what I'm saying? From the Christians to the Catholics to the God bodies. He started just down talking all of that. And was telling me about like some shit that he believed in. You know what I'm saying? And he really had like a lot of shit coming out of his mouth about like people who were missionaries and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So back then, I didn't know no better, you know what I'm saying? Because I think I was like 16, 17, so I didn't really like give a fuck about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you young, you don't really pay attention till you get older. You know what I'm saying? Probably when I was like 20, probably like when I was 25, I got to like see more and read more. But when I was younger, when I was a minor, I was just too into ditching school and smoking weed with bitches. So I didn't really peep game as much as I needed to. So when this nigga was explaining to me all this little weird shit, we pretty much left to go get some blunts from Rite Aid. So his mother had another car she rarely used. Like that was like her hangout car. Like she had a Jaguar and she had like another, like a little it was like some little small Cherokee joint, you know, like a small Jeep Cherokee. But that was like her kicker car, like her business shit, her show off shit was the Jag. Her little her little kickback car, you know, go to the run little errands and little shit like that. Or be a Jeep Cherokee, you know what I'm saying? The Jeep Cherokee was nice, you know what I'm saying? It was some new shit, you know what I'm saying? Tinted windows, all of that, you know. I had like a cool little, like a I can't remember if the shit was blue or green, but it was like some little shit like that. So when we pulled out the gate, we went to Rite Aid, and we got pulled over by the Burbank police. So they started, you know, wilding out on us. We didn't even do shit wrong. Like we just hit the streets. Cops pulled us over. They fucking with us. They separated us. They yanked us out the car. You know what I'm saying? They told me to go one way. They told him to go another way. But before that shit even popped off, you know, this nigga threw some weed on top of my lap. You know, like, if he didn't want to get hemmed up for this shit, like on some sneaky hoe shit, you know what I'm saying? So when he did that shit, the police came, let me see your hands. You know, they took me out the car. They left him in the car. Like, the motherfucker called backup for them motherfuckers to come to, you know, deal with him. But, meanwhile, they dealt with me. So when they put me in the fucking cop car, they started asking me all these questions and shit. What school I go to? Where's my ID? How old am I? Where am I coming from? Why am I over in the area? And all this other shit. So I answered some questions, but some questions was just getting a little fucking irritating to me because I don't like answering fucking questions, you know what I'm saying? Especially if the nigga ain't my mama or daddy, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, look, man, if you gonna take me to jail, take me in, you know, because you're wasting your time talking to me. So I'm done answering questions. Fuck that shit. I'm not answering no more questions, man. So it was like at least 4 cop cars and a couple of officers. You know what I'm saying? It was like a good 9 officers, 4 cop cars. So I had like 5 of them motherfuckers tripping on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a real G about it. They didn't like all jump me or nothing, but you know, one of them kind of pretty much roughed me up, threw me in the cop car, and the nigga was just sweating me. Them niggas closed the door on me and walked away. So I see Damien surrounded with like 8 cops. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what he's telling them. You know what I'm saying? But all I know that I got caught with a gram of weed that was in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I was going to jail for that. I didn't think I was going to jail for the half ounce of weed I was in the passenger side. And that nigga D's vehicle, which was Chaka Khan's other vehicle, she used to loan him sometime because he was like, you know, he pretty much had the keys or got the keys whenever he fucking wanted to. So when we went, when the police went over there to him to talk to him, he pretty much walked towards me, or like a cop following him, kind of, but like they was kind of like in a certain distance away. So he come to me telling me, hey man, you know, don't mess this up for us. You know what I'm saying? Let's just leave out of here with one piece. Just be cool. I'm like, fuck being cool, man. You don't know what's going on. But he thought I was tripping on him about the weed he threw on my lap. But I wasn't even like wilding out over there. I'm wilding out because we getting harassed for no fucking reason. Cop wind up pulling me out the car. They take all the weed. I'm thinking I'm going to jail because the way, the motherfucker acted, because he didn't have, like, he had some, I don't even remember. I know he had some type of cuffs on me. I don't know if it was the wired cuffs or the real cuffs. You know what I'm saying? It was a long time ago. I can't remember that shit. But after the nigga let us go, we went back to the house and scraped up a little, the little weed that was dumped off in the car, like on the passenger side on the floor. What's not a weed there? Scraped that shit up. We didn't even fucking get the blunts. You know what I'm saying? We kind of like left Friday whatsoever. We was just like, oh, fuck the blunts. We got hemmed up. Let's go home. We went to the house, and after that, he called his boy London. Some nigga we knew was London. He called London to come through. A drop off, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Drop off some more weed or whatever. So after London dropped it off, you know what I'm saying? He used to give like his little weed connects, like little extra tips, you know what I'm saying? Like $20, $40 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The nigga used to really hook us up, like the niggas that showed D love, D would show them love. Regular weed dealers, he'll just, pay for what it was worth and, go about his business. So after that, the motherfucker put all this motherfucking little weed in the barn and we just got fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But I advise you, before we got fucked up that night, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep that night, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't sleep that night, so when I couldn't sleep that night, I just had all kind of fucking nightmares going on, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck is this bitch? Yeah, please excuse me, y'all. I couldn't sleep that night, so I just had all kind of fucking crazy nightmares. It was weird, man. I just had nightmares about, all kind of, like, it was kind of like a dream, but somewhat reality, because all this shit happened quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, me going to the house, niggas acting funny, everybody in their rooms. This nigga's about to pray. I kind of heard half of the shit, but, not too much of it. I smoked a cig in the room, go in the kitchen, make a pastrami sandwich, fat bodyguard being nosy, asking me cop questions. When I walked past the restroom, looked at all that weird shit going on with the light off, go in his room. He comes out bitching, because I hear the nigga in the hallway, even when I heard the nigga behind me, before, after when I heard that little voice, you know what I'm saying, the voice of a person, this mysterious person, I can't even tell you who it was. I heard the voice. I go in the fucking room, we leave, get hemmed up by the police, let us go. Nigga didn't have no license, he had an ID, I didn't have no identification whatsoever, but I got, sweated on. I guess it was because the weed I had on me. We get lucky. We go back to the house. He calls his mans come through. We get a lot of fucking weed. And the night was over. I get fucking nightmares. I was like on and off sleeping. I probably only had like a couple hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? That fucking night. I had a dream that I was just in this fucking house. And I guess, most people, when they witness that type of shit, some motherfuckers don't think nothing of it, but me, nigga, I used to have dreams when, like, I used to see the shit going on, because you don't think nothing of it, and you can't control your fucking dreams as a normal human being, but every time I used to see that shit, I just dreamed, like, shit to the similar shit that I seen over there. But it'll be like different shit, you know what I'm saying? On some on like, it's kind of like, fuck. If y'all ever, seen that movie, The Time Machine, I know it's an old ass movie. I ain't really trying to talk about movies right now, but if y'all niggas seen the movie called The Time Machine, like when a nigga shorty got kidnapped with not the bitch he was with before, like when the beginning of the movie when the bitch got shot up. I'm not talking about the bitch that that he tried to save in the beginning when he had to wrestle the nigga with the gun and his shorty got popped. I'm talking about when he actually literally went in the time machine and went back in time, and the machine got fucked up, so he wound up going ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? And when the nigga went ahead of time, past all, just if you have the movie, just keep fast forwarding when the nigga kept, towards like kind of like the mid of the movie, like towards the ending somewhat. This nigga bitch he was sleeping with that had I think she had a son that wasn't his. They get kidnapped by some motherfucking mutant motherfuckers, you feel me? And when they get kidnapped, somebody, I think, nah, they didn't get kidnapped. The son's mom got kidnapped. The son was alive, but the son. Now, please advise you, I'm talking about the movie. The son told the nigga in the movie, like, look, I know where my mom's at, but she always, always told me that don't talk about it, and I promised her not to talk about it. So, I don't know what the man told the kid. He said, well, we gotta save her, it's not right, don't be scared to tell me. So I guess when the kid broke down crying, he kind of like, he told the white dude to follow his lead that night. So I guess when they went to that fucking, like that big ass, it was like a fucking big ass volcano type shit. It was like a mountain / dungeon / crazy fucking shit. And it's like somewhere in the middle of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So when the nigga walked in that fucking weird ass cave and shit, that was what my dreams was about. So it's funny, I could relate a lot to what was going on to this bitch house, to movies, and me, myself, and I with these crazy dreams, to movies. Like all this shit got something to do with movies because this is the shit that was going on in reality. But these motherfuckers are some satanic idiots, you dig? And the dreams I was having, I don't know why the fuck my ass didn't really peep game and try to gather sources, and try to read some books, try to talk to different people. I only talked to like one person about this shit. I don't know why. I was, someone being secretive to myself on like, who can I talk to about shit like this, you know what I'm saying? But only one person, he always, talked it out with me, you know what I'm saying? Like we used to talk it out numerous times. And he wasn't really into weed like that, he was just alcoholic, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much like he was alcoholic, I was the weed smoker, you know what I'm saying? So that nigga used to like break down little shit here and there, shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure like this nigga know about the movies I'm talking about, because if you ever seen The Hills Have Eyes, but part 2, fuck part 1, I'm talking about part 2. If you seen The Hills Have Eyes part 2, and you seen the fucking movie The Time Machine, you kind of have an idea what the fuck am I talking about, you know what I'm saying? So when I was asleep having these crazy ass nightmares, the next day, you know what I'm saying, we went to school, and I never talked to my friends at school about this shit, I was always secretive with this shit, you know what I'm saying? This is a December 1997, Christmas Eve. So I never talked to nobody about this shit. I couldn't even talk to my step parents about this shit, because they was pretty much in their own little world. It's like they never paid a nigga no mind and like that attention like that when I was like 17, 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? They was like pretty much, just pretty much grimy. You know what I'm saying? They was just all about themselves back then, and whatever information I went over there with about Chaka Khan and shit, like as far as like the little tours, the shirts, and the tickets and all of that. That's when they right away try to, be on my nuts. You know what I'm saying? And see, if I could have got anything for them. Because they was pretty much about themselves. And I didn't understand, like, why. I didn't, like, really realize how much of fucking snakes my step-parents was back then. But these motherfuckers was the real snakes. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of like a snake pit. Feeling like a fucking mouse in a snake pit. But kind of like not getting attacked whatsoever, but kind of like if you a mouse in a snake pit but nothing happened. You just got all these snakes looking at you. You know what I'm saying? You already know you dinner and it's pretty much a wrap. But you just got this shit in your mind like, damn, which one's gonna eat me first, or what kind of escape plan do I have, or I know if I run, it's already a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna stand here and look at everybody in their eyes, look at every snake in their eyes, but not really, makes no type of move yet. You know what I'm saying? So after that. Pretty much, I was being skeptical of things. I was really watching myself. I was really watching on the people who I talked to. Because this shit had me bugging for like a good amount of time, you know what I'm saying? But when that little crazy shit happened that year, I pretty much, was talking to more people about it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have like shit you could explore online. I don't know why the fuck I didn't go to the library. I was just too fucking lazy and shit. I didn't know why I didn't talk to no much people about it. But this crazy bitch, Chaka Khan, she was kind of like coming in and out the house. You know what I'm saying? And when she used to come in and out the house, she used to make like a lot of smoothie drinks with like the carrots, celery. It's kind of like some veggie and fruit smoothies and shit. Coming out with the drawers on. Bald headed with a large shirt on, no bra on, just nipples and titties hanging. You could actually see those fucking fat nipples. Size of fat, seedless grapes. She had some little nuggets, and some nipples on her breast, her breast, this was just some huge sagging ass breasts, And when I used to go to the kitchen, just to get like a glass of orange juice or something, I see this bitch, I'd just be, tripping the fuck out, like, damn, like, what can I say? She's half naked. I don't really talk to women, that are my homies' mothers, If she's not dressed right, I'm thinking like, she gonna run away or just be like, oh, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Because some women, they feel overwhelmed when you see them, not dressed properly, or even, with their nipples hanging all out and shit. When you could actually see the shit through a shirt. She'd be like, oh, hi, hon. I'll be like, oh, what's up? How you doing? I'm good. Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm good. What brings you this way today? Just came over here, work on some songs for your son. That's it. Oh, okay. And she'll walk away. And sometimes I never used to go the other way to go to the kitchen, where the other restroom was at by the living room, because it was two different ways you could have went, to the kitchen. Could have made a left, passing her room, and as soon as you got to the Bodyguard room door, as soon as you make that right, you in the kitchen. Or you could have just came out D room, make a right, and you got to go all around to go to the kitchen. You got to go all around this fucking wall, passing the bathroom, making a left and another left, and you was in the kitchen. So you could have went either way you wanted to go, but I just chose to go the way I wanted to go. But I'm gonna get back more to the story, you know what I'm saying? Make some phone calls, make some coffee, get my mind right, and and I'ma holler at y'all about some more shit. Alright? Y'all, I'ma keep y'all posted. Peace.